Welcome to another edition of A Meeting with Gervis. Today, we celebrate one great man who has served our country well, and he's from Opelousas, Louisiana. He's known as
First Lieutenant Perry Fontenot III, 1084 Transportation Company Rear Detachment Commander.
Well, Perry, we thank you so much for your service. How have you served us as an Army member and your years of service?
So, Gervis, I think it's imperative that I let you know that my career has spanned for the last 24 years. Initially, I started off active duty in the United States Navy as a dental technician. And ironically, I started boot camp again in 2001, and I was in boot camp during 9/11. And one thing that we were told in 9/11, that if you were medical personnel or dental personnel, that you needed to be prepared for war because you were going to go to combat medic school, since the Navy is the medical personnel for the Marine Corps. So again, from leaving boot camp, I did my training at Shepherd Air Force Base as a dental technician, and then I went to Camp Johnson Marine Corps Base where I did combat medic training. From then, I was stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune in the French Creek area, where I served there for 2 years. Then I went to Naval Hospital Sigonella, Sicily, where I worked as a orthodontic dental technician for another 2.5 years. From there, I got off of active duty and went to the reserve component, where I served in Baton Rouge as well as Naval Operating Support Center in New Orleans, where I served there for another 8.5 years. From there, I was at E5 at the time, and then I joined the Louisiana Air National Guard and served there for another 6 years. Upon there, I gained my commission in Louisiana Army National Guard as a 88 Alpha Transportation Officer.
So, in all of your experience in serving, what were some of the most exciting moments in being part of the military? Because you also served alongside of...
Well, look, I've done a lot of cool things. I could say just I was one out of 66,000 Navy personnel that was able to attend President Obama's second inauguration. So I thought that was really, really cool. It was a detail of only 50 out of 66,000. So that was really unique. I've also done a lot of humanitarian missions in Hawaii, Paducah, Kentucky, and was actually able to get one here in Louisiana.
Don't skip over that. How close were you to President Obama for the inauguration? We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into that stuff.
So look, I was close. I was very close. Let's just say that. We had to get Capital City Police credentialed as well as Secret Service credentials. So if you know anything about Secret Service credentials, you know it was a really good access to get that close. Okay.
So you also served in Hawaii, you said?
Yes, sir.
And other places. What other countries you served in?
So again, I was stationed in Sigonella, Sicily for a little over 2 years. From there, I traveled to London, Paris, went to Republic of Malta, went to Spain, also had a chance to go to Guam. So it's really, really nice places.
Okay. Well, we don't want to forget about, we're going to mention your wife and kids.
Okay.
But we can't forget my FOG, friend of Gervis, a purple lady, your mother.
That's my mother.
Okay.
So look, my mother, Susan Dunbar Lewis, is definitely the background, or shall I say the backbone of my career, because without her, I wouldn't be the man I am today. She definitely never was afraid to spare the rod and other means of discipline. And again, it made me very successful to who I am today. One thing that we always talk about is our military service, but because of her sternness, I was able to obtain 2 associate degree, bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and I'm currently a doctoral candidate at Grand Canyon University, where I will be obtaining my educational doctorate in organizational leadership with an emphasis in organizational development.
Okay, and we definitely want to mention your wife and kids.
So yes, you know, once you cleave away from the mother, you find a wife, and they say that's a good thing. So my rib is Sierra Esther Fontenot. Well, we have 2 kids, Kensington and Karis Fontenot.
Okay, well, family life and military life. Locally, you happen to serve on several boards, and one of them is the museum.
So I am a board member at the Opelousas Museum of Interpretive Arts, where what we're trying to do is capture every pivotal moment that we can. And right now we have a neighborhood project going on where we're going over all of the various neighborhoods here in Opelousas, where we're going to preserve what history we have and be able to have real live members from those communities tell their stories. So that way, when our kids get older, we're not going to lose that history. It's going to be history in its purest form. And in January, we're going to have an exhibit where you're going to have all of these pictures from these various neighborhoods, various landmarks. So again, we're not going to worry about our history being in the book. The history is going to be displayed in its rawest form there at the museum.
Telling our own story.
Telling our own story. Additionally, I also am a board member for the St. Landry Economic Development Board, and we're doing a lot of good things here in the city of Opelousas. Everybody just thinks that, you know, if you want something, you just call a business up and they're going to bring it. But once you understand economic development, it's all intertwined with a lot of different facets, and that's how we get things done in the city.
Exactly. All working together, playing your part. Anything else you want to share?
So, Opelousas is Opelousas. I like to challenge all civic organizations to assume your role. Don't just tell the world that you're doing community service, but make sure that you're doing meaningful and impactful community service. I also challenge every organization to adopt a school. That way you can have not only going there to do community service, but you get in that mentorship for these kids. Unfortunately, we don't have enough counselors in these schools, so these kids need an outlet of an adult of sort to be able to talk to and be able to, you know, channel a lot of that negative energy that they have so they can get it off their chest, and somebody with some wisdom that can kind of help steer them and get them on the right direction.
Okay. We'll be right back with Perry Fontenot. And we're back with
First Lt Perry Fontenot III.
And we're talking about his life, his service, and how he's helped our community and what he's doing now. Of course, we want to thank you for your service. Thank you so much for your service. And of course, I see you everywhere. My adopted brother, my adopted cousin, my grandmother is part of the Fontenot family.
Okay.
So we connected that way. But of course, we connected. I now have tiger blood. Ville Platte, don't holler at me. I now have tiger blood. We're now tigers in the city of Opelousas. And so we celebrate our oneness as we continue to talk to Perry. Perry, what else would you like to share with us about who is Perry Fontenot?
Who is Perry Fontenot? That's a good question. I like to say this. I'm a community person. I'm a private person, and someone that loves the city of Opelousas. When there's needs and I could do up some service to address those needs, I'm not that person that's going to, you know, be so public and so out there with it where I need to, you know, brag about it. I'm just going to go ahead and get it done. So with that being said, one of the major issues that we've identified here, not only just in Opelousas but in the state of Louisiana, was a lack of SNAP benefits. So that means people are going to be hungry. So community partners as well as myself, we got together and we're going to do a few community feedings. One feeding is going to be today at 2 o'clock in the alley next to Arpeggios. We're also going to have a feeding on November 11th on East Street here in Opelousas on the Hill neighborhood, as well as November 13th. We're going to have a Veterans Day feeding, but that's going to be open to the public as well, and that's going to be held at Arpeggios. So we got 3 feedings lined up, and even though we planned those prior to the SNAP benefits coming out, we're going to still continue to gauge our neighborhood and make sure that nobody goes away hungry. Additionally, we're going to have a community feeding where we're going to do over 1,500 dinners, and that one's going to be on Thanksgiving Day, held over at Roy Motors. So 1,500 dinners is going to be open to the public that day. You're not going to get one dinner, you're going to get 2 dinners. So you're going to have one to eat at noon, and you're going to have one to eat at supper time. So again, your community cares about you. We want to make sure that nobody goes away hungry, and that we as the various civic organizations throughout the city, I don't want to name them all because I don't want to risk leaving somebody out. Right. But just know that your community has your back, and we're going to be here for you.
But we definitely, you already mentioned them, the 2 people, Mr. Martin Roy with Roy Motors, and of course the feeding there is not necessary by him, but he provides a location.
He provides a location.
And the second location we think also Arpeggio.
Yes.
We definitely want to thank
Dr. Thurman Johnson, and the head chef over there, Mike Bell, as well as his wife, Larissa, because they just awesome people. I mean, they're really the brains behind a lot of these feedings. One of the big corporate sponsors is Benny's Supermarket.
Okay.
You know, who donated a lot of food and just assisted a lot. I guess we could throw out a couple names. All of the various Rotary clubs,
Okay.
the Appleton Alumni Chapter, Kappa Alpha Psi, Keystone Lodge number 196. I said Arpeggios. Man, it's a lot. It's a whole lot of people.
Don't name no more.
Okay.
Now, he's not going to try to name everybody. That's me stopping, not him. But we definitely thank all of you for doing the service that you do in St. Landry Parish. But you see, you took all the attention away from who Fontenot is, because that's who Fontenot is. You are definitely community. I know your mom, she's community, your community, and we thank you for it. Tell us who you are once again.
Again, First Lieutenant Perry Fontenot III. I'm giving you the First Lieutenant today because I'm in the uniform, but it depends on how you know me. Some people know me as Perry. That's more my government name, but my family, they got a special code name that I'm not gonna give y'all today.
Okay.
But if you're privileged to know that name,
Put it in
hey,
the comments. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, if you know my nickname, you know what it is. So I just thank y'all for tuning in with Gervis. And thank you, Gervis, for giving me the platform to kind of share an inkling of my story. And again, I just want to challenge all civic organizations. Don't just do community service, but do impactful community service. Get in these schools, support these kids. And last but not least, men, assume your role as a man. Don't just let things happen in front of you. Don't say nothing. I understand that this is a different generation where these kids may talk back, but I guarantee you, they want somebody to give them a sense of direction and clarity. So please assume your role as a man. What that means is when you see things are going wrong in front of you in the community or out in public, say something. Don't just let these kids continue to run amok, because they need a sense of guidance. We need that communal aspect back here, that neighborhood aspect where we never let things went wrong in our neighborhood or in our communities without saying something. So men, as long as we assume our roles as men and all these community and civic organizations, as long as we stay true to our values and assume our roles, the city of Opelousas is going to be a great place. St. Landry is going to continue to thrive, and the state of Louisiana is going to be as great as we hope and aspire it to become.
But you're simply saying, take back the role. It doesn't matter, in the last part that was cut, about it doesn't matter if they talk back. We have to talk back as well and speak to those children and let them know that we love them and we care, and show them the right way to go. Just simply saying they're bad and the kids are there different. Well, guess what? We're still the same. Let's act like we did back when Grandma was here. We know Grandma's gone, but we're here and she taught us well. Perry, we thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for all the good you do, and I continue to follow you. We're going to see each other again in our service path, and we will have another. We'll do part 2, and we'll talk more with Perry Gallo.
I'm a Fontenot, but guess what? That's another one of those nicknames. If you know, there's somebody at City Hall who called me Chief. That's why he had that fraudulent slip. But don't hold that against him. He knew what he was doing. So thank you so much, Mr. Gervis. I appreciate it, and y'all, thank y'all for having me. And y'all enjoy y'all day.
Don't forget to celebrate Veterans Day. We'll look for you on
November 11th at Arpeggios and the various programs that they have throughout the city.